right, hello everybody. We are live here on the Gathering Point for show number 305.
Oh,
That one was juicy.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like you had a problem doing that.
so hot. Dripped right off. And who is that working on that big bubble blow? We got Matt working the pipe.
Yep,
And we got Sarah providing the air.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was one of our amazing hands-on experiences right there, folks. The big bubble blow, and Sarah just did it for the very first time.
She was so nervous leading up to it.
Yeah, we're going to let her do it again
Great
so you
job.
guys can see her do that from the very beginning. But what we did want to show you was how amazingly quick this glass cools down to a thickness that is so thin that it actually floats in the air. Look at that. That glass went from 2,000 degrees to room temperature, and it is floating. That's pretty amazing.
Floating, just like that.
Yeah. So welcome to the Gathering Point show, folks. Show 305.
Big one.
Yep, it's a good one.
Matt's coming through with another gather of glass here.
Right.
He's giving a little bit of a marver just to get a little bit of skin on that glass.
And you can go ahead and blow.
We're watching that air come through. And you can literally see the heat in there and how it's cooling down so much at the bottom, but we still have so much heat up by the top. And this one's hanging on the pipe good. We got a good,
one.
Hold your
got a
thumb over
good
the
green
hole.
bean shape going on.
Take it out. Yeah. Great
Little
job. All right. I'm going to take you right over here. Grab this guy for me and just drop it in that tray.
Down here?
Yep.
Just crumpled.
Feel the power.
Yeah.
All right.
Disintegrating glass.
I think it's pretty sweet. That's one of the best ways to experience the properties of the glass, folks. And that's one of our most popular experiences. People come in and you don't have to be registered for a class to make this happen. You come in, and I think, how do they go about doing that when they come in on an evening?
You got to find like Matt or myself or Jake, and you just have to say, pretty please, can I do a big bubble blow?
Ah, yes.
And I don't remember the exact price on that, but we can usually make it happen for you on any live glass blowing day. I believe it's about $20. But it's a really good way to get your hands on and see like how quick that glass really cools down. We got a special show here for you guys. We're excited. There's no Jake and Michelle. There was a plan, and Chris, Matt, and I decided to completely abandon that plan, and we're just going to get buck wild the entire show. And if Jake and Michelle are watching this right now, don't worry, it's going to be totally tame.
Yeah, we did park the bus about a half a mile from here.
Yep.
So there's none of that going to be going on around here tonight.
We've already got a lot of people tuning in over on the FB side. Of course, we've got Jake and Michelle from Vegas. We've got Dana who's saying, hey, hey. Donna says, hey, everyone from Twinsburg.
Super
Carol
nice.
says, hi, everyone watching on both Facebook and YouTube. Katrina says, good evening to all. Let's see, over on the YT side, we've got, what up, y'all? Gary from Flint here. Hi, Gary. Carol again says hi from Ontario. Mary says Matt is out of the basement. Yes,
Matt's
he
out of the
is
basement.
For a special episode.
I'm here.
We were joking
I
around
crawled out.
earlier in the show. We need to get him like a prisoner costume or something.
We were going to have Matt in shackles.
Yeah. Caleb says great air, Sarah. Miranda says nice, Sarah. Mary says checking in from Hudsonville. Let's see here. Sunday
Now,
Lily says watching them work is so mesmerizing. Yes, it is.
Real quick, before Chris gets too carried away in this and everyone figures out what's going on here, I want to take it to the pipe warmer. I just want to give a quick flyby here and look at the pipes that we have up in the pipe warmer, all these counterweights and these pony rods, but you'll see there's no blow pipes here. No blow pipes here tonight.
Why is
so
that, Oliver?
people in the chat, you have about 30 seconds to figure out what are we making tonight.
Give us your best guess. If you can, 5 words or more. In your comments, we'll let you know. We've also got a special guest, Oliver. Isn't that right?
We do. Oh, I forgot about our special guest.
You better just give her a
Okay,
zoom.
Everybody, prepare yourselves. You're not ready for this.
Here she comes.
Check out that tongue.
So the OGs may remember who this is, but this is our girl Sprout here. She is ancient, maybe 16 or 17 years old, Chris says, and it is Chris's mom's dog. So she's just hanging out, staying warm by the glory hole tonight.
All right. Well, if you haven't guessed yet what I'm making right now, folks, I'm making a Michigan pine. And because it was born here in Michigan, we call it a Michigan pine. And this is a product that we make that really has nothing to do with the seasonal holidays or anything like that. We have turned some of them into Christmas trees and holiday trees, snowy trees, summer trees. This is the stem of one of these hand sculpted solid trees. But these trees are pretty much year-round items because pine trees do grow year-round. And really, the first thing we try to do when we're making these pine trees, and I love making these things. We're probably going to do one really nice sized one tonight because I just enjoy doing them so much. But the coolest thing about them is they're all one of a kind.
What color you want to do?
I'd say go with, let's do a nice emerald green. That forest green emerald is nice. Yep.
This one over here?
Perfect.
We've got an amazing table for you guys tonight. It has been a highly requested table. We already had people who got maybe a sneak peek from a photo or two last week because we had the schedule screwed up just a little bit. But Valentine's gnomes are on the table tonight. We've got an amazing display of those, a couple one-and-done trees on there as well. But if you are one of our people who came in the gallery this weekend looking for those Valentine's gnomes, they are available tonight on the table. So in just a little bit, Oliver will give you a sneak peek of that, but that goes live at 6:30.
So we do have a few trees up there, which is nice. What, number 14, number 5, and number 2? Some tasty looking crystal trees. I do love the crystal trees and the 100% recycled trees. But I do have to say that the very first ones that we've made have been the beautiful green Michigan pines.
Susan on YT says, I bought a tree for my daughter for Christmas and she's leaving it out all year. It reminds her of northern Michigan.
And I did, Oliver, contemplate on getting a Band-Aid for my Michigan pine knuckle.
I thought about saying something to you when we were eating dinner today, but
it just
I figured all the fried chicken we eat was going to help just enough on that.
Right. Takes one canopy to kick it back into gear.
Yeah.
Just a reminder to you guys, tonight is the charity show.
Yes.
So last week we spun the wheel and it landed on the Cancer Research Institute. So the Cancer Research Institute aims to obviously do some preventative work, and they are working on researching ways to fight cancer. So 10% of profits from every piece tonight sold, or if you're watching this as a replay, if you're buying something throughout the week, you can get in on this too. But you want to put the word prevention in the notes on your purchase. And if you put the word prevention, I'll put it in the comments for you. But if you put the word prevention, then 10% of your of the profits from your sale will go to the Cancer Research Institute. And we'll talk a little bit more about them later on.
One of the hardest things about doing these trees is to make them look organic. It's for me, it's a hard thing to do because I'm a very symmetrical person when it comes to the glass. So I really have to make sure that I go to town on this and chop them up really good and get them to be very one of a kind and natural.
I feel like that's especially hard because this isn't one where we get to make use of like gravity to make it organic. We have to, this is the one product where like you have to touch it 1,000 times.
Right. And this is kind of a cool size. I like the idea that we have these trees in multiple sizes. You know, we've got them from 14 to 16 inches tall, super big prominent ones that you put in the middle of your table. And then we've got little ones that you put on the windowsill, which is super sweet. It's like you create your own little forest, which I think is pretty nice when you can have a little bit of participation in decorating in your house. It's great to have a few little trees with, underneath a big one.
Yeah. Have you ever maxed out like the height on an annealing oven making a tree before?
Oh yeah.
I know we have that one dark crystal one from maybe it's like 50, 60 shows back now.
Was that the 100 show?
No, I think it might have been 250.
The 200? It was either the 100 or the 200. Jake could probably put that in the comments.
And Jake, I know you're on vacation right now, but just Google that real quick for us right now.
Jake is in the comments over on YT, so maybe he'll get us an answer. But there is a jumbo tree over in the gallery. I can see it over my shoulder.
Now, real quick, Bess, can I get some information from you?
Absolutely.
How many people do we have watching on YouTube?
Yeah, so over on the YT side, we've got 26 people tuning in. Over on FB, we've got 34 right now.
You said 22 on the YouTube?
26.
26. And just real quick, one more thing. How many likes are on that YouTube video?
I've got one.
You got
like.
one? And
Are you going to bully the people again?
And I know that one is Jake. I know that one is Jake. Listen, everybody. Hitting that like button never did you no harm. And only does good things for us.
Just so you guys know, anytime you give us a like, a share, a comment, it really does help us out without even purchasing anything from us. We are a small family business located in Dearborn, Michigan, right outside of Detroit. And any support we get, we super appreciate, whether that is a purchase during the show, a purchase here in the gallery, signing up for our classes, which I'm going to talk about one of our exciting classes this weekend in just a little bit, or just giving us a like, share, or a comment. We super appreciate you. Subscribing helps us out because it tells social media platforms you like our content, you want to see more of our content, and maybe you should show our content to more people. So, thank you.
And I know some people were probably wondering why Sprout's tongue is hanging out, folks, and it's really because she's so excited that when she smiles, her tongue pops out. So I just want to let you know that she's so happy she's on the show, that thing is just hanging out, just getting nice and dry.
It's like a beaver tail.
So Matt's gathered up a nice hunk of molten glass, and he added a little bit of some earthy colors to it, some browns, so that it's kind of a darker soil look. And this is what we're going to be putting the tree into, which is perfect because it makes them very stable. Some of our Loyalty League members and other members probably have some trees, maybe at least one, but it's a pretty cool process putting them inside of the massive glass because it just makes them super sturdy, very functional. And every one of them, we make sure we take our GA stamp and we stamp the surface. That's what Matt's doing right now. I'm going to get a little bit of reduction.
You can watch how that heat is transferring from the glass into the marble. And there's so much heat on this that we do have a little bit of time, but we can't linger too long or the bottom will actually chill too quickly.
Oliver, we have a request after this piece if we could briefly show off the giant tree in the gallery.
I can. After we get this one in the box, I'll make my way into the gallery.
Perfect.
So I always try to make sure that I really pull those roots out, the base roots of the trunk. And they look great. So you got some real gnarly looking trunk action. All right, that is a super nice looking tree. Matt's going to be putting it into the annealing oven. Now, if you're not familiar, maybe a first-time watcher, which if you are a first-time watcher, mention it in the comments, guys, but everything we make has to be annealed for about 16 hours.
And in case you guys are wondering, that is the warmer upper piece for Loyalty League members only.
Little pumpkin production in there. That's always nice to see. That turned out great. Got some beautiful bits. The most important thing about making these trees, and Dave, if you're watching, you might want to know this, work them hot. You got to work everything really hot when you're trying to make something natural looking.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Let that glass flow a little bit.
I know Oliver can definitely verify that. You know, you're constantly striving to bring the bits a lot hotter. I always say, get it hotter, work it hotter.
Yeah. I mean, that's the number one thing that I feel like Matt and I have learned over the last year and a half now is like, just do it hotter.
Yeah.
Hotter and faster.
And the only way I tell a lot of people that I taught glass blowing for a long time, and what I tell people is don't worry about blowing the piece super hot all the time, and don't worry about blowing it super thin all the time, because just the more you blow glass, the hotter you can work it. I know you guys know it. I know when you're doing a lot of production, you don't even realize that you're becoming better, becoming more comfortable with the glass, and it just needs to become one with you so that you're pretty much just, it's an extension of your hands. It's a perfect way to describe it.
It's a lot like driving in that sense.
Actually,
like
you're probably,
when
I've
you're
never
first
thought
learning
about
how
it.
to drive and how nervous you are getting behind that wheel
Right.
versus where you are now.
You kind of are driving the glass,
Feels like it some days.
taking it on the road with you.
Just
got
bring
the
that glass
wheel.
right in the bus with you.
Right, exactly.
So I'm going to let you guys start one up here.
Yep.
And I'm going to show them the tree in the gallery real quick, show off the dark crystal one,
Okay.
and I'll be right back.
Sounds good. We're going to get our goodies situated.
All right, we're headed over this way. I can see it right away. We got it amongst our other trees here. So for comparison here, this green one in the middle is our like more medium-sized one. This gold one on the left is normally our jumbo size. But I want to say for show 250, we made this monstrosity of a dark crystal tree. I believe this was Matt, Jake, Chris, and myself was all working on this one. Someone in the comments will correct me on that, I'm sure. But we got the snow on there, beautiful green canopy on there. And then when you get right down into it, the thing that we had never done before besides the insane root structure is we put a perfect little magenta gem right inside. Used a little mold for that and hot attached it. Turned out super great. Absolutely love seeing this piece in the gallery. All right. We'll take it back over this way. Looks like Chris and Matt are still deliberating on what they're going to do. So maybe I'll take a little flyby at the table.
That's a great idea, Oliver.
Give them a little extra time there.
We've already got a lot of interest on in the comments on the table. It's a tongue twister for me. I don't know why.
All right. I'm going to get a little zoom on here, give everyone a quick pan over.
We've got some amazing items, 15 items on the show table tonight, 3 trees, 12 gnomes. And Oliver, show us one of your favorites, nice and up close.
I will listen. Sarah, will you grab number 6? Number 6
Oh,
is
look
my
at his little
all-time
hat.
favorite. Let me get that guy right there. The gnome with like the mafia fedora hat.
I love him.
That gnome is either the nicest old man or that gnome gets up to some trouble. He's got a nice hut. Yeah, a little bit. Yes, what I was saying.
And these are all one and done gnomes. So if you fall in love with them, you got to snag them.
Number 6, I'd never seen one like that. I don't know. We'll put a timer on how long that one's around because that's definitely...
That was like an end of the day special for Matt, Jake, and I, where the creative juices were just flowing after doing all of these.
Yeah,
And I believe
I
all
really
of them
like
have
number
the heart marine.
15 too. Number 15 is pretty darn tight. That aventurine on that red hat. That guy is all about Valentine's Day. I mean, they all are with the hearts on them, but that one right there, woo,
Especially so, looks super nice.
tasty.
Number 13's looking fantastic, and then that one has the iridescent heart right at the top there. Got a little metallic finish to it.
So those are all going to go live in 10 minutes. And just so you guys know, too, I know that
Number
there's a
8.
lot to look at right now. When you go on the
my
website to look at
favorite.
that drop down, there are some really great close-up shots of these as well.
Yeah, shout out Miranda for being on the photography crew. Holding it down super good. She's doing a fantastic job. I'm loving all the photos she's taken. Getting this table set up is not an easy feat by any means. You ready, Chris?
I'm ready.
One more thing I will mention, the Loyalty League piece that was just made, you guys watched it live, Emerald Tree, is available. So to my Loyalty League members, you guys received the link earlier. Go ahead and good luck, fast fingers with that tree.
Fast fingers.
Best of luck.
I did want to show this. Why don't you get a zoom down on this here? Our partition wall that I put 2 coats of the Nano 3 Spectacular Micro Ceramic Sealer coating on this thing yesterday and today, and you can see it pulling the grain out in the surface of that black walnut. It is so gorgeous that I don't even know what to say, except that every time I look at it, I just really feel really good.
Just think about leaning up on this, getting your elbows on there, drink in hand.
It's perfect.
I'm loving it.
All right, well, Matt and I have got a pretty good idea about what we're going to do right now. We're going to do something crazy and spectacular. I think you're going to see it go down right here. And Jake, you're not here, so we had to push the limits. So just be
It's
jealous.
only fair to push your limits when Jake's not around.
Yeah, just be jealous.
We got to keep it real tame when he's here. He can't handle it all the time.
Who was the guy who does the Dos Equis commercial or whatever? My friend.
The most interesting
Stay
man in
thirsty,
the
my
world or
friend.
something like
Stay
that.
thirsty, my friend. Stay eager, Jake, because you're going to see something amazing, my friend.
Let's see it.
All right.
Yeah.
Matt, you haven't been on the live show in a while. Chris is gathering that up. How's it feel, man? It's good to have you on the live show.
It's good to be here, Oliver.
Good to be here.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Feels good,
Ooh, we got a little bit of a little drippy. Look at this.
Just yank it off of there.
I know. Look at that. It's just so beautiful. All right, so we heard through the rumor vine that some people were asking about pink in the perps. So we're going to do a little sculptural creation here with the pinks and the perps. And I'm wondering what the core of this guy should be. I'm thinking we'll do a little opposite deal. We're going to do a purple, the perp stem with pink canopies, and then we'll do a pink stem with a purple canopy so that they're nice and complementary to each other, because they're going to be sitting next to each other on the same pad, the same little landing strip.
Am I hearing that correctly? Did you just say you're going to put 2 trees on one patty?
That's right.
Chris, the people aren't ready for stuff like that yet.
Tonight's the night they got to learn how to be ready.
That's right. Get ready, folks. Put your safety belt seat holder on. We don't want anybody getting so excited they fall out of their chair.
Tie your shoes on extra tight.
Tie your shoes on extra tight.
You
Dave's going to
imagine
get
somebody
carpal tunnel taking
just going,
notes.
whoa, and kicking their feet and both their shoes shoot off.
I had a buddy who got hit by a car, and he got hit by a car so hard, his shoes flew off.
That is
Those diamonds.
intense.
He never found one of his shoes.
Well, that's a bummer. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he's cool now.
Mary would like to know if the glasses are a new look for Matt since coming out of the basement.
No. I've had glasses for about 2 years now. I discovered I needed glasses my first year here because we were making pumpkins and I kept missing the stem. I couldn't see, and I was like, oh, maybe I need glasses, and I did. I needed glasses, and it fixed 90% of the problems.
I got a little complimentary story to that, because I had a guy that I taught classes to a while ago, a long time ago, and he couldn't get the piece into the glory hole because he needed glasses so bad. So every time he went like this, he would stick it in the wrong hole and just hit the wall. All right, we're going for some beautiful gold ruby pink on this one.
I feel like I have a similar story, but mine's maybe a little bit more I consider the classic story of like people who find out they need glasses, and it was just like in class I sat in the back and I just kept on having to squint to look at the board, and I just eventually got into middle school and I was like, I can't really read what's going on anymore.
Right.
And I was just all going off like audio, like listening to the teacher and everything.
Eventually you moved up to the front row and you graduated summa cum laude.
A little something like that.
Jake says, whatever you guys are saying about him right now, you have to watch it because he can't defend himself. He has no sound on because he's at a conference right now, so he's just got the video feed going. So.
Well, listen, Jake, turn your subtitles on, put it on the projector in the conference,
YouTube's
and let
got
everyone see the
free
things we're
closed
about to say
captions.
about you.
Exactly. So my thoughts on this piece, you guys, is that I'm gonna make the piece and I'm gonna put it in the garage. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but we're gonna need to get another set of shears or something because that thing just is covered with wax. And they weren't covered with wax in the last one, but
I'm a little hung up on that detail still, actually, Bess, that Jake isn't listening to us, but knew enough to say that we need to be nice to him.
People are commenting about what you said about him, and so he's seeing his name in the comments.
Yep. Give me 1 second, guys. We're doing the flyby.
Cameraman's on an errand. Thank you very much.
Great work, Oliver.
Gremlins.
So then for all of you in the comments who are just letting Jake know the things we're saying about him, like maybe Sharon or Mary or Carol could just say something like, wow, Jake, they're being so nice to you while you're gone.
Right.
Definitely don't be concerned about the audio. That would really make my day.
Mary says, do your glasses get hot all the time when you're glass blowing?
Your what? Your glasses?
Yes.
Not typically. I've had it happen before, but pretty rare when my glasses get hot.
I have seen people's glasses who've melted, but that's when they're like this.
Getting right up in there.
Yeah, they're really sticking their face up
Those
against
same
the
people
glory
don't
hole.
have mustaches, beards, or eyebrows.
Yeah, we get when you have facial hair, you get the notification by the smell of your facial hair burning. Nice and hot.
Sprout's just chilling.
Sprout's being good.
So this one's probably going to be a 4-tier special.
For all those watching here, be curious to see what people thought about the Super Bowl this year.
I know what I thought about the Super Bowl this year.
Go Birds, Bess. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Bess's team won, and we're happy for her.
Sure did.
And now that we are talking about the Red Wings, folks.
That's exactly what the Super Bowl is. It is hockey. Yep.
I did want to mention that we got 2 weeks off because they're doing the skills competitions and stuff. So the Wings have a couple weeks off to build up their strength.
I've got a couple things to say right now. First and foremost, comment from Mark on FB. Says, why is it so calming to watch you make glass objects? It is kind of satisfying to watch, isn't it?
It's methodical.
It is. Next thing I'm going to say is we do have a gnome-themed giveaway question this week to go along with our gnome table.
Oh, do I need to pan over the giveaway question?
I can read it right now, or you can pan over it if you want to.
Let's do both.
Perfect. So our giveaway question, which I'm going to pause on for 2 seconds because our table is live to give you guys that heads up. And I'll put that note in the comments for you, or that link in the comments for you. But our giveaway question this week is, do you believe in forest gnomes? Why or why not? Have you ever seen one? What would you say if you were to meet a forest gnome? So you're going to go ahead and send your answer to that question to enews@glassacademy.com with your name in the email, please. And then you'll win whatever we decide to make as the giveaway piece at the end of the night. So stay tuned for that. But the table is live if you wanted to purchase one of those amazing Valentine's gnomes. I'm going to go ahead and get that link in the comments right now for you.
So I read that question today for the first time, and my immediate thought was like, it's not in the name obviously, but like, do Keebler elves count?
Do they live in the forest?
Well, they live in the tree making the cookies.
But is it in the forest, or are they more like a woods gnome?
You know, if I knew where the Keebler elf tree was, I'd be doing things a little bit differently.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sarah brings up a good point. She doesn't have a mic. Are they even the same species? Because that's an elf, and we're talking gnomes.
It does say elf, and you're right about that. But they're teeny tiny enough to fit in the tree. And I feel like gnomes are pretty teeny tiny.
Are gnomes really little tiny things?
I feel like they are. Like, if you ask me how big a gnome was, I'd say it's about Keebler elf size.
Maybe they do. Aren't they like born under rocks or something? I mean, isn't the question about gnomes?
It is.
Yeah, I think
It's do you believe in forest gnomes?
Ah.
Do you believe in magic?
Do you believe in magic?
All right, let's do some perps. Doesn't need to be too big. We're gonna do some smaller ones on there. So we've got the first tree, the purple and pinky, in the garage here, sitting at about 1,000 degrees, staying nice and hot. And now we're gonna work on his partner, who's gonna be the pink and purple canopy, pink stem. Decided to go a little bit bigger on this guy.
It's one. You want
But
two?
we're going to go, one coat's going to be great on the perps. It'll be a little light. That's what I like. And we're going to do not too big, more kind of like a jack pine style. You guys are familiar with your pine trees. Jack pines are pretty sweet.
I love watching that bit go on.
If you haven't already, don't forget to like our page on either FB or YouTube or YT, wherever you're watching. Subscribe to our page. Also share our videos. It really does help us out a lot. Thank you to those of you who already have. Also, if you are watching us and for some reason you're always hopping on 5 minutes late, you feel like you're rushing, you forgot that we were going live, don't forget that you can turn on channel notifications and you can get a notification every single time we start a live video, so you don't have to miss a step.
This is true, and we always try to start with some nice hot glass action. That way, for the people who are there ready and waiting, they have something exciting to see in the first 2.5756 seconds.
Yeah, and if you weren't here for this amazing Show 305 Big Bubble Blow Bonanza, the BBB, we had Sarah totally doing the Big Bubble Blow, which was super sweet.
She was terrified.
And you can rewind if you want. I don't know, is there a rewind button or is it just...
There's a rewind button, I think.
There is?
Go back in time, check it out, then come back to this moment and let us know what you thought.
Do you think it's a rewind or is it just a mouse move?
I feel like that's interchangeable nowadays, but I do understand what you're saying.
Right.
And with the power of rewind technology, you could also go back and get an exact number of how many cuts it takes for Chris to make a tree.
You know how I counted the cuts on the first canopy I did? 38.
38?
Yep. So 38 per canopy, and you got 4 or 5 canopies. You got at least 100 cuts per tree.
It's got to be like closer to 700, 800.
10,000 cuts per tree, folks.
And just like the
serious
10,000 hours to mastery, 10,000 cuts till you start making good trees.
So like I was saying, I'm purposely making this one a little narrower and a little taller so that it complements his buddy in the forest. You know?
Now, when you stick these on in the patty, they can move a little bit while everything's setting up and cooling down. What do you think? Are you just gonna like double diamond shear it to make sure that they don't like collapse into each other and they stay like pretty straight up and down?
You talking like double guns?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're gonna double wield the diamonds, left hand and right hand?
I think I'm gonna have Matt just keep the first one. Keep the first one I stick on there straight while I heat up the second one to put it on there, because
Okay.
that's gonna have to be the technique.
So all the pressure's on Matt.
That's right.
I love pressure. I'm like Freddie Mercury.
What kind of pressure did
That's
he
a
have?
good one, Matt.
He had a whole song called Under Pressure.
Right.
And
there
that's
you go.
all we can sing of that song without being sued, but everyone does know that one.
We can
I
go.
do like that song a lot. That's a classic. We need to add that to the rock playlist for when we're doing production. Any comments in the chats, Bess? Anything we need to be aware of?
Yeah, we'll read off a couple comments here. Carol says, my alarm is set for every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. I never miss. Thank you, Carol. The gnomes I want to mention are going quickly, so make sure you guys are grabbing a gnome if you were interested in one of those Valentine's gnomes. Tiffany says in the comments, I love the fact that you are donating to cancer research tonight. So yes, my answer to the question is I believe in magic. I have cancer and just finished my second treatment and appreciate you all for your donations to research. It warms my heart.
Shout out to Tiffany. Looking forward to maybe seeing you this weekend.
Ooh, okay. As a reminder, thank you, Tiffany. If you put the word prevention in your notes in your purchase tonight, then 10% of proceeds will go towards cancer research.
Look at that beautiful piece of art.
I love it when the trees look proportionate. That thing could be 100 feet tall, or it could be 6.875 inches tall.
Real quick, can you hold that up and just give me an exaggerated face so that we can clip it for the thumbnail for the live show? That's perfect. Okay.
There you go, Michelle.
Michelle didn't ask me to
so
do that, but I hope she appreciates that.
Yes.
Okay,
what
they're
we're
going to
gonna
take a
do
minute.
here-
They're going to make a game plan. I'm going to real
I'm
quick
gonna be
pan over the
working two of
table
these at
one more
once
time, everybody.
while you're gathering up
And
the
this
thing,
is
but
your
I'll let you
chance
hold it
in
for 1
between
second while I
this
get
piece
this
and the
one kinda
next
heated
one.
up.
I'll
You guys
shuffle
are
the
talking
table
at the
again.
same time. Nobody can hear what either one of you are
Oh,
saying.
I am so sorry.
Now you're good.
Okay, I'm panning over the table one more time here. You're seeing that a lot of stuff is moving already. In between this piece and the next one, I'll go over it again. And if you want to see one more up close, let us know in the comments, and we can get a good zoom in on anything you want to see.
The whole thing break.
We've got a rogue tree in the garage.
All right. Well, we're going to make another one, but what we're going to do is we're going to put a bigger brick in there so it raises the tree up higher. So what happened, folks, is that we had that garage on, and the tree was sitting a little bit low, and that's when it's a little bit colder. So we're going to put it in there at a higher level, like a so. And that's going to be our one that's going in there, right?
Yep.
See a little bit of the treachery. That's all right.
So this one's going to be the, and we're going to do an opposite one now. We're going to do a purple stem with pink leaves, and we'll do it a little bit smaller than this one, I think. But we're going to leave that guy over going this way towards the heat more. And she's moving pretty good.
Seeing if I can't find a camera angle on it.
Keep an eye on that, Matt, and I'll get her started.
You got it.
So that's parked in the garage now.
It's parked.
But it's a little bit, just like Chris was saying, it's a little bit higher up in the garage where it's a little bit warmer, and that should help do it a little bit more, keep it happy longer.
And this guy we're going to even, it's really hard to make small trees. It's hard to make anything small. So I'm really going to try to make this guy small. Maybe even half the size of that tree. So it's a really cool little intricate, delicate guy.
I feel like everything we make at the Glass Academy has like its Goldilocks size. And then we always go like pretty smaller or pretty bigger in either direction from there as well. And doing things small, like Chris is saying, is not an easy task. You have a lot less heat, so you have to work pretty darn fast in order to get the same amount of detail. And then same with going like too big, you have so much heat that it changes how fast you have to move. And it can be a big adjustment period, just like we talk about all the differences like color makes. Going from blues and greens to oranges and reds, but then size makes a huge difference as well.
All right, Pinky Town, going to Pinky Town. One coat of pink on there is going to be perfect. We got a tiny little purple stem. Probably 3 tiers, maybe 4. Should be able to get them all off of that bit.
Sprouts out there still showing support.
She's really like just letting it all hang out, folks.
She's doing everything she can.
I just want to mention Hannah from Sweden is popping off for the night. She has to be up super early tomorrow, but she did get our package the other day. And she said, "Shout out Robin, everything was packaged perfectly." She
Very
appreciated
nice.
all of her little gifts and notes, and have a wonderful night, Hannah.
Yeah,
Thanks
take
for
it
the
easy,
message.
Hannah.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for always
popping in.
tuning in. Hope your early morning tomorrow goes well. You know, speaking of packages, did our Loyalty League and our Star Supporters receive anything recently? I believe that's all supposed to be coming through like
Let us know.
right now. Did you get a special package?
Tell us the deal.
Yeah, what is the deal?
Well, I did read it before. I know everything that gets sent out. I just always mix up the names on everything.
So Star Supporter is the first tier of membership. They are the ones who received, am I spoiling what was sent out, Oliver, on air? Or?
I think we're allowed to spoil it.
Okay.
It was in the notes to talk about it. I believe they
perfect.
received a twisty. I believe they received
They were getting a
discount
twisty.
code.
They were getting a little heart marini, and then they were also getting a
the
discount
Margarini
code.
too. That's the one I was blanking
Yes.
on. I remember doing the slump for those. They turned out super nice.
So that's because they are our league members and they get special deals. They get all kinds of special stuff, don't they?
They
yeah,
do.
so that was our Star Supporters, and then we also have our Loyalty League members, which is our higher tier of membership.
And you all received something that Matt and I spent a lot of time working on. I mean, the whole team spent a lot of time working on it, but it is the second generation of the Marini. And I tell you what, like that is a very unique project for us to be working on. That's not something we typically do, especially like Matt and I typically do everything hot. So to do a big cold working project like that was a cool change of pace. I hope it's appreciated. Let me know what you're thinking about that.
Yeah, normally I'm doing the Marinis.
Yeah, you're the Marini King. I got a little taste of what it's like to be you.
Everyone is mentioning that they did receive their packages. They loved the hearts for our star supporters. Thank you guys for letting us know. We love making those little things for you, and we appreciate your support throughout the year.
If anyone says they thought the Marini was cool, Bess, will you let me know?
Absolutely.
And also, for our star supporters, what color Twisty did you see?
Oh, yeah. What color Twisty did you get? Because we have them in all different colors, just like our candy canes. One more thing I'll mention, too, something that we always do during our charity show is on the table items. We have all of our table items, and then we also have a couple different levels of just straight donations to the Cancer Research Institute, if I could talk. So we've got a $5 donation, a $10, then I believe it jumps to $20, and then it'll jump to $50.
Behind you.
So if you're wanting to just make a straight donation and, so if that's something you're interested in, you can also do that through the table items as well. Just look for that towards the bottom of the drop down.
So I want to highlight what you're seeing right now, everybody, is you're watching Matt gently warm this piece back up. He's bringing it from a pretty warm part of the garage to now the hottest part of the garage. And he's holding up as high as he can, right directly in the flame. And that heat soaking through. It's a very soft flame. Slowly warming that piece up until it's ready to be brought over to the glory hole. And that's being very careful. He's watching how that glass is moving.
When you think you're ready, Matt, go ahead and go into the glory hole with it. Because I'm going to drop the patty right now.
Chris is dropping the patty, and he's not garaging his tree. His tree is free hanging upside down. I don't think we've ever shown this off on the live show. We got a special bracket here just for holding punty rods. So that all our pieces, if we need to free hang it for all by ourselves, we can just leave it there for 1 second.
Dana says she loved the triangle Marini.
Looking good.
Good. Thank you, Dana. I
You'll be able to
appreciate
torch
it.
it
I'm glad
and
that they're being
stamp it?
appreciated.
Mary said it was
When
like
I stick
double
this one-
Christmas.
Like double Christmas.
Jody says, nothing yet for me, but I know it's coming. Getting something to Prince Edward Island is getting it to Middle Earth. Thank you for your patience, Jody. It is
Prince
coming.
Edward Island. Where is that?
Canada.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can only imagine. Okay, we got one down.
Paddle.
If you guys can hear that torch in your mics, I know I can in my headphones.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Pink collabo.
Side by side. Man, super cool.
The dually. That is a beaut. Now we're getting into the oven. Whew. Nice
Away
work.
it goes, safe and sound.
Woo,
Right.
double whammy. Haven't done one of those in a long time, folks. But
That's a
that
great
turned out
job.
pretty darn sweet, and I love the opposites attract, the purple and the pink and the pink and the purple.
Yeah. I was really trying to focus in on the glasses. You were laying everything down on that patty. I cannot speak enough to the dance that I watched both of you do with each other and around me, because I knew I was right in the way that entire time.
Yeah.
And I got a little nervous to move there for a second.
I was going to show everybody what inspired me for the purple trees.
Oh, is it me?
That's right,
Wearing
the purple guy.
The purple shirt.
Right. That was really nice, though. It's awesome. I think the table's live now, right?
Table's got to be live now.
It was live
I think I
like
saw some things move.
20 minutes ago. You want to go over the table for a second while we get our stuff situated? Or maybe I'll go over the table, or did you want to go over the table, Sarah? I think I got the mic. Yeah, I guess it went pretty quick.
Was there any numbers
Jeez.
that people wanted to see up close, Bess? Did we get any comments about show me one up close? Sarah's saying 12 is the best one. Can
Let's
we see
take
12?
a look. I love this guy. Look at the heart, the iridescent gold heart with that beautiful brown beard. A little bit of white popping through. This one is a beaut. It's got the gorgeous pink and salmon body. And that's one big schnoz, folks.
Listen, they got to have a big schnoz.
Number 12. But then we got the trees, which are pretty nice, too. We are making trees. But what do we got? 7, which is a tasty one. This one's got the pink and red heart right on the side. Very traditional, very iridescent, that blue chrome. Super cool.
Now, real quick, because it might be moving fast. Show off that heart Marini one time on there. Let me get a zoom on that. That pinkish purple there is matching the band of that hat pretty close. And then that red interior is just absolutely making it pop. So it's got a little action if you view it from the side or view it from the front.
That's number 7.
I call that bonkers.
And we got number 8 is super pimpin', and 9 is pimpin'. Look at him. His beard's out of control, kind of sidewinder.
That's my favorite one.
Is that the all gold?
Yeah.
Gold hat. We don't typically do any transparent colors for the hats like that, so it's fun to do that every now and then.
And 9's pretty traditional, too. Check this guy out. I like that purple. That's a gnome purple if I ever saw it. I think that color, it's really got a cool name. It's like Magical Special Violet.
I think that's exactly what it's called. Don't tell them all our secrets now.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez. And then we've got this beautiful piece right here. Look at that, folks. It's just unbelievable.
Now, that's not for sale, but we do have to charge tonight, so we might be using that later.
This one, I think, could just be secretively put inside somebody's package.
Could be.
That's right.
And if you came across the perfect body of water, how many skips do you think you could get skipping that?
I think I could probably get about 11.
11?
Mm-hmm. That's impressive if you could get 11.
Yeah, I'm a good skipper. I can skip pretty good, too, like just normal skipping, you guys.
All right.
On that note, Carol would like to know why there's a bunch of glass in the garage right now.
Oh. Because that tree got chopped down.
Yeah.
Yep, we went in there. What happened there, folks, is the very first tree that we made for the double tree super piece, which is going to be for sale pretty soon. We just got distracted and didn't tell Bess what to do with it yet. But the first one we put up in there, the garage wasn't quite hot enough, so it didn't have a core heat in there. So really what the garage does at that point is it sucks all the heat out of the glass when you put it in there to try to heat itself up, and that's exactly what happened. The pipe, it cracked at the pipe, and we lost that first tree. So now that tree got chopped down in there, and it's decomposing. There could be some garage mushrooms starting to grow on it right now. But we're going to get going. We're going to do something else, and I'm not sure, but we're going to have to push the limits again.
Well,
I'd
one
say
second.
so.
Huh?
Why don't you have a conversation with Bess real quick?
Okay.
And we'll get another sprout cam going on, and I'll talk with Matt for a little bit.
And Matt, would you do her the honors of massaging her tongue like you do so well on camera?
I will gladly massage her tongue out.
All right.
Come on down.
Now, along with Sprout being here, Matt, there's something else that I wanted to hit you with, because I
What's
know
that?
you're maybe a little excited about it. Is that there is a kitty hanging around outside
There is.
that we just found out about today.
I see the paw prints.
And Matt's thinking that he's trying to get another roommate, another kitty roommate.
If I see that cat out there and that cat sees me and we're just like locking eyes and I shake a bag of treats and that cat comes to me, that cat is going home with me.
That's super fair.
You know?
I hope that ends up how it ends up.
Looks like she's getting warm. Look at that, panting with that big tongue hanging out.
She is a little bit warm.
She might need a little
You
break
think
from
she
that
likes
particular
it?
spot.
Just
Slide
move
her over in
as-
between the marvers here.
Just
Yeah, give her
slide
a
her.
break. She's a young whippersnapper. We don't want her to get too hot.
Yeah,
Just
take a
mere
break, girl.
16.675 years old.
Maybe
right,
she needs
baby?
some water.
You better get her some water while I gather up my next piece.
Go for it, Chris.
All right.
You don't want her tongue to
Matt
dry
can figure out what's going on the fly.
I kind of feel like I want to do something even a little more crazy. Should I draw it up?
Draw it up.
All right, I'm
Let's
gonna.
see. Let's see.
I mean, I'm not going to veer from the rules. I'm going to stick with trees, you guys.
That's
Listen,
fair.
I was given one task this show, Chris. I was given one job.
And it's to make sure we did trees.
Just have some semblance of wrangling.
Jake did say in the comments, double tree with a lot of exclamation points and question marks.
Jake's never seen that.
No.
That's right, he's out. When you're out, we play.
They're never going to leave us alone again.
No. We'll just wait till we do the quadruple tree.
All right, you ready to have their
Oh.
minds blown?
Let's see it.
The double tree is available on the website if you were interested in the double pink purple combo.
Chris. Chris.
What?
You need to know, like, I'm down for this, but also your actions can get me in trouble.
Well,
But that is a tree, and I do love it, and I want to see it. So, Matt, we need to get a blowpipe up right away.
Look at Sprout.
Oh, get a shot of her lapping up that water. She's so good at it with that tongue.
Look at
She was
her.
just the most thirstiest girl.
Good girl.
She's doing it.
Carrie says, here we go. Chris going way over the top.
Hey, Carrie, what's happening?
Now, everyone heard I did try to wrangle, and that's all I can do.
Yep, it is recorded.
You didn't see him slide that $2 bill in his pocket that I tipped him and let me go off.
That's all it takes is
Yep.
two single-dollar bills, and the show's yours.
No, a $2 bill. It's because it's worth
it's
more
even
than $2.
more rare.
It's worth like $2.30 cents.
Okay.
The double pink purple tree combo is sold.
Thank you, whoever picked that one up. I'm sure it's going to a great home. So we're starting with the tree. We're going to garage the tree then afterwards, and then we'll do the body of the mug.
Ja.
All right.
Und.
One thing I do want to talk to you guys about, it is Valentine's Day on Friday, and we've got some amazing special classes that we
She's so
only
sweet.
do for Valentine's Day.
Yes, our special heart classes.
Yes.
I'm going to walk by you real quick, show off the
Absolutely.
hearts, and I'll be right back.
We have a couple spots left in our heart classes for this weekend. We're running them Thursday through Sunday. So if you are interested in making one of these gorgeous hearts with the sparkle glass, go ahead and sign up for that class. I will put the link to sign up if you're interested in the comments.
Oh, camera's going wild on me. Give me one second.
I see that.
There's a lot to be wrangled here today, but yes, Bess, heart classes are really fun. It is a top 3 class for me to teach, and
You guys can see the reel that I made of our heart classes with
with our
Robin.
all-star Robin
Featuring
in
our
there.
shipping queen, Robin, on
Yeah.
TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. So if you want to know more about what that class entails, it's a great
You
video
can
to go
see exactly
watch.
what's involved, and if by watching it you make Robin more famous than she already
Absolutely.
is.
Don't watch it
So-
too much, though. We can't let it get to her head.
I think we can let it get to her head. I think that is A-okay.
Iris.
Robin, listen, you deserve it.
Yeah, she does.
We're going to get a million views.
That'd be great.
And yeah, if you're in the local area, guys, come check out a class with us. We'd love to have you. Matt's been teaching a whole bunch here, same as myself. I don't want to brag on my own skills, but I've been watching Matt teach. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's been taking the lead on a lot of the heart classes, and he's just been knocking it out of the park. I'm hearing only amazing things from all the student evaluations, and we'd love to have you in and see what it's all about.
Come on down.
Is this the price
Let
is
me
right?
show you a thing or two.
That's
We
right.
just had a student come in on Friday who traveled all the way from Texas, was in Michigan visiting family, and she had done a lot of glass blowing in Texas and worked with Matt, and she told me that she learned so much working with Matt compared to what she had been learning otherwise, like on her own practicing glass blowing, that she booked another class 2 days later, the same class, but with me as the instructor. And I had so much fun having someone like with experience like that in a class. It's not something we always get. I'm used to having people that have never done it before, and maybe they're a little bit nervous. So to have someone who knows a thing or two was really interesting as well, and I had a great conversation with her.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty important to let everybody know that you don't have to have any experience to take a glass blowing class.
No, that's
here
like
at the Glass Academy.
that's
the
my
beauty.
expectation.
Oliver, I've got a comment that I want to read to you.
Okay.
It is on YT, and it is from Jacob.
From Jacob.
It is. He says, Oliver is killing it on the camera. Bess, can you show him some love for me? You're
So
making Oliver blush.
I'm not gonna turn. Yeah, yeah.
You're making him blush. But for real, shout out to Oliver, who has taken over camera duty today. I know you guys normally see him front facing on the camera, and he's killing it. He's doing an awesome job as our cameraman today, so thank you.
I don't get me wrong. I love blowing glass. Obviously, like that's why I'm here. But doing the live show, watching Michelle being on the camera all the time, sometimes I'm just like, let me on that thing. I want to film a little bit.
Right.
I enjoy doing the camera work on occasion.
I did hear some type of a comment from somebody over in the tech world over there when I was drawing up my design, and they said, oh, that might not be comfortable having a jack pine as a handle on your mug. But you know what? I got a solution for that. It was going through my mind, and I got an idea to render that comfortability issue.
Listen, I was thinking the same thing, and I knew that you were probably going to solve it in some way, shape, or form, and I was curious to see where it went.
I'd like you guys to know that everybody in the comments is supportive of Chris growing Rogue, but also says that the bus is warming up in Vegas.
About what?
The bus is warming up in Vegas.
Oh, no! Well, at least I know it'll take like about 2 days to get here, so...
Yeah.
But Dave said he saw the glint in your eye that you wanted to go rogue. And then Carol says, look at that grin on his face.
It's no fun unless you go rogue at least once.
Yeah, we got the rogue dog in the house. I mean, what everybody really doesn't know is that Sprout is trained. She's actually a war dog.
Speak on that.
And
Say that same thing again, Crystal.
She's a war dog, and at any moment, I could just snap a certain finger combination, and she would be in action mode.
Are you telling me right now that dog knows Morse code?
That dog would fling around, jump around, get crazy. Its tongue would be lashing, take people's heads off.
Why does that remind me of like Yoda in Star Wars? Doing all those backflips and stuff, kicking
Exactly.
That's
So-
Sprout.
And I'd
That's
hate
Sprout.
to have that. I'd hate to have her, AKA Sprout into action, right live on camera. So I got to make sure I don't make any sounds that are anything like the secret finger snip.
That's dangerous.
So Oliver, Tiffany has a question about classes. She says, how many people are allowed in each class?
Depends on how many instructors we have for the day. So if you come in and it's just Matt or I teaching, we'll take up to 4 students per hour. But if Matt and I are both here, we'll split up into 2 groups and we'll take up to 8 students per hour. And there's even more situations after that where if you have a special group, if you have your 15 best friends, we'll take like 10 of them and we'll teach a big group, a private event. And anything bigger than that is getting into Michigan room booking and getting into that event space and That's a whole other level of what we can offer here
Yeah.
for event space. But typically anywhere from 8 people to upwards of 10. And that doesn't include if you want to bring guests, people that just want to have for moral support.
Let them know. Bring your friends.
Am I missing anything, Matt? Am I forgetting anything?
It sounds like pretty up to par to me.
Sounds like what happens?
Sounds exactly like what
Listen, if you show up and you want to take a class, we believe it or not, we want to teach the class, so we'll work with you.
So I got a little bend inside this tree, and I'm trying to push the canopies back a little bit so that they're not quite sticking out so much that they're going to actually be really comfortable. So you're going to want to be drinking some type of a pine flavored drink inside this.
An IPA.
Is that like
something hoppy?
Is that like a gin?
Could be.
No, is that juniper that I'm thinking of?
Juniper berry.
That is looking pretty good right there. Iris.
Iris.
Just like my good old friend, Iris.
Now that's being parked in the garage.
Let's keep an eye on it.
And now all we have to do is make an entire body.
Which shouldn't be too bad.
Step in front of you here.
Since I'm just going to do the old gravity special.
So Matt's watching that pretty close. I'm just waiting until that stiffens up enough to where it's not moving. I'm watching Chris have a pretty large gather of glass there. Just something that can support an entire forest. Now I'm wondering what sort of colors you're thinking of. Oh, you know you want to.
I went for it. It is Valentine's Day.
Little pink action.
Yep, and I'm going to pull out the 12-point mold. So we got a nice straight optic line, just like the drawing.
Coming up probably after this
You want
piece,
this
we will do
regular
some
size?
housekeeping, so stay
Yes.
tuned for our giveaway for the week.
Yep, I think the way this is timing out, we'll do housekeeping after this, and then we'll get into the giveaway piece. Any other questions out there in the chat at all, Bess?
Not as of yet. Everybody is just intensely watching because
Okay.
they don't know what to expect here.
I know I brought it up at the beginning of the live show, but I just gotta do my halfway check-in.
Yeah.
How many people we got watching on YT right now?
Yeah, so over on the YT side, we've got 40 people.
And what's that like situation looking like?
Still at 1, Oliver.
Listen, everybody. Listen. Just do it.
Just
don't
do
make
it?
me. Don't listen.
Are
Don't
you
make me
Nike
beg.
now?
If I have to beg while Jake's gone for likes, I'm gonna get made fun of by Jake. So just hit that like button. Support the channel. Let the people know you're enjoying what you're seeing. And get ready for a tree mug. We got the optics on there. Chris using gravity. Got some good heat on that, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
As a reminder, our giveaway question for the week is, do you believe in forest gnomes? Why or why not? Have you ever seen one? What would you say if you were to meet a forest gnome? You're going to send your answer to the question to enews@glassacademy.com. Make sure you put your name in the email so that we know who you are, so I can read your name off on air if you win. Carol says on hers it says 23 likes on YouTube. So I might have to refresh my page.
Did I just scold them with bad information?
You might have.
Oh, that makes me the villain.
I
Hello?
would think it would update live like it
Good?
does on Facebook for me, because I don't typically refresh my YouTube page so I can keep watching comments, but I will refresh the page and get back to you, Oliver.
Yeah, let's find out. I might have to make one of those YouTube apology videos.
It'll be a gold Rosetta on there when the time's right. All right, so I got it so hot, and I was letting it fall out using gravity and the natural beauty of the glass, because I really wanted to get that nice Fermi 2 hourglass shape. And we all know that the more you force the glass to do what you want it to do, the less beautiful it is. Just capping it.
I'd like to update you, Oliver.
Yeah.
YT is
That's
up
good.
to 24 likes.
Well, this is embarrassing, everybody.
But that means there's still room for likes.
There are still room for likes, and if you haven't liked the video, you know, maybe my previous
Hey.
message applies to you exclusively.
There you go.
And if you're one of those 24 people
24.
who have liked this video,
Thank you.
from the bottom of my heart, thank you. We appreciate it. And I wasn't talking to you earlier. You know,
Oh.
you guys know what's going on.
All right, so I have a real nice straight optics. Real important to make sure that you turn the piece when you're working with the tool the same number of turns forward as you do backwards, so that you don't twist those optics if you want to keep them straight. I got Matt gathering me up a beautiful iridescent Rosetta foot, which is going to kind of tie in with some of the gnarly root ball action going on the bottom of the tree handle. Now, tree handles are pretty much just as popular as tree swings. It runs off the tongue so gracefully, just like a tree swing,
Tree swing,
a
tree
tree
handle.
handle. It's nice, you guys.
I'm interested to see how this will attach.
Me too.
We're gonna do it hot.
Well, I wasn't sure if, you could do it cold. No, I'm just kidding.
That coming over to me now?
We could
Yep.
do it cold, but that's not really in Glass
ideal.
Academy style.
Carol said, I thought you said we're not blowing anything tonight because the blowpipes were put away.
Well,
We lied.
I've been known to be wrong, and maybe I lied.
Oliver's been known to
And
bend the truth.
remember, Carol,
Don't
yeah,
tell anyone.
for anyone who's watching right now, just keep in mind that Jake doesn't have audio on when he's watching, so don't say things like, wow, that mug looks super cool. Don't say things like that in the chat. Just be like, I can't wait to see this tree. Don't tell on us, guys. It'll just be our little secret.
I don't know. Jake put in the comments, nice call for likes, which kind of to me sounds like he was listening.
Nice call for what?
For likes. So he could be listening now. I don't know.
I felt my phone go off my pocket like a dozen times as soon as Chris drew the mug, so I bet that's what that was about. Jake just getting after me on the phone.
It's possible. You might get called into the office when he gets home, Oliver. As a reminder, tonight's show is the charity show. If you purchase anything, it could be a one and done made live, it could be an item off the table, it could be during the show right now, it could be during the week if you're watching us back as a replay and you go purchase anything. Make sure you put prevention in the notes on your purchase, and we will donate 10% of profits to the Cancer Research Institute. So the Cancer Research Institute, just so you guys know, for their mission, it says, our mission is to save more lives by fueling the discovery and development of powerful immunotherapies for all cancers. So far, they have created immunotherapy treatments for 28 different cancers, which is amazing.
Go away.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to be a bummer by any means, but I feel like a majority of people know someone who has experienced cancer in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. My mom had cancer. My little sister had cancer.
Research on that
Grandparents.
is so critical, and we're happy to find a cool organization doing research on that and give a little bit and support what's going on there. So
In the Cancer Awareness Month.
during Cancer Awareness Month as
crap.
well. So
Yep.
this is one that's a little bit close to
Alrighty.
all of our hearts, and just make sure if you're purchasing anything over this next week, prevention
It's for
in the
research.
notes,
Yep.
and it'll all get bundled together and go in one big package to them.
And then we will give a shout out on the show once we have that total figured out.
How's she looking in there?
She bent over a little bit more.
It's okay. We can straighten her out once I get this done. I'll heat that up and straighten and fix it up a little bit.
Mary said she's missing the Jake-isms this show.
Tell them to put some in the comments.
Jake-isms. Put your favorite Jake-isms in the comments. I also want you guys to put in the comments your votes for what color the giveaway tree should be.
Votes for what color the giveaway should be.
Yes.
Nice.
Let the people be heard.
It is the week of Valentine's Day, right?
It is. Valentine's Day is on Friday.
Hint.
That hints for me. I still need to
Yeah,
lock down my plans.
Valentine's Day brown.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
Like chocolate?
Chocolat.
Well, we've been doing trees all day long, so for the giveaway, should do a chocolate bunny, completely solid
Right.
and sculpted.
We've had some questions about progress of the Michigan room. We did just pass a giant inspection this past week.
I believe we
Yeah.
passed. Now, Chris, speak on this. We passed all our inspections.
Everything but the health department, which is the last one, and we can't get that passed until we get the bar stocked and all that other good stuff behind the bar.
We're getting there. Progress is being made.
We're getting there.
One more inspection to go.
Yeah.
It's getting closer every single day.
Let them know.
Laurel says, where's Michelle? So for those of you just hopping on, Michelle and Jake are currently on a business trip to Las Vegas. They're at a conference. And so they're getting some cool information there, and we are holding down the fort here. So Oliver is on camera. Shout out, Oliver. We've got Matt out of the basement for the show.
What a beautiful, natural, nice flare.
And now I guess I think about the distance of where I have to put those bits so that
You want to see it?
I got to see it. So we got to get it hot, get it warmed up, and get it hot in there.
Take a look at it before I do that.
We're
Yeah,
already
it's not
having
looking
some
bad. You wanna
requests
take this and I'll
for
take
a
that?
red giveaway tree.
A red giveaway tree. Might be able to make that happen.
Could you
It's
do
gonna come down to who's
could you
making
do a
it.
tree with a heart in it?
Probably could.
Yeah, I think we can.
Just got to get one warming up. So Chris is watching real close on this tree, just like Matt was on the previous piece, making sure it's the right temperature. Matt's making sure this mug body stays nice and warm. And we're just looking to get a little sizer-upper to know where our stickum bits need to go. And Dave, you might have seen something like this before, but this is going to be a good refresh if you're doing any combination, more intense sculptural blown work on how to put two different pieces of glass together. Chris taking his adjustments.
I think it's looking pretty good. One at the lip and one right down there.
All right.
All right. So I think we're going to have to maybe you'll take this and give it a light flash and then hang it up right there and bring me my bit. And then as soon as you bring me the bit, you go ahead and grab this and reflash it, okay?
Okay.
So give that a flash and go for it.
You're gonna take 2 off one or just 1 and 1?
Yep, 2 off of 1 is going to be fine.
Quick little handoff here.
Just got to get a couple things going
Oh,
here
look
that
at
I'm
this.
seeing.
We got an extra hand.
Well, there's a couple things we got to get going on this.
So there's Oliver. You haven't seen him, I'll show.
Oh, hey there, everybody.
Marble that into a cylinder. That's looking good. I got a special Rosetta on here somewhere.
You want me keeping this tree warm?
Sure. One more? Yep. I'm gonna heat this once and then I'm gonna
You got that?
And glory's all yours if you want it.
take a flash and then we're gonna go for it.
I can take that camera back now, Bess. Thank you, thank you. I
Matt, you're gonna
appreciate
be
it.
coming from over yonder way like that. Yep, like that. You got it. So
Mary
one more
says
flash and I
she is
think we're
visiting
ready.
for happy hour in April. Hope the bar's stocked by then.
You said Mary? If I'm not mistaken, that's your birthday, right, Mary?
Is that your
Am I
birthday?
remembering that correctly?
Speaking of happy hours, you guys know I've worked here for about 2 years, and I'm
Okay.
doing my very first happy
Lift
hour
your
at the
right
end of
end
the
up.
month, so I am very excited. If anybody's done a happy hour with us before, put it in the comments.
Yeah.
No way.
Carol says you're gonna have to make sure you don't poke your eye out when you're taking a sip. You'll poke your eye out.
That's a natural defense thumb bit right there.
There is no chance of you poking your eye out with this puppy.
So, just to recap, tree is iris and the mug is pink, is that correct?
Yes. We got some good iris on there. And the body of that mug is a beautiful, beautiful pink.
Yeah. Take a look at that, folks.
That's looking pretty tasty.
Okay, Chris, take a good flash on that, and then if you can, show it off. And I just want to get another crazy face from you as well.
We're gonna need a GA stamp on here too.
This one, being what it is, might make it for the thumbnail. Perfect. Thank you, thank you.
Can you hand me that GA stamp?
Yes. You get that
We've
on the
only
bench.
got 3 Valentine's gnomes left on the table.
Holy moly. I'm glad everyone's liking them so much. That's awesome to hear. That's like, we don't talk about it a ton, like on the show, I feel like, but like there are some days where like Jake, Matt, and I are having a production day and we're doing something like the Valentine's themed gnomes where everything's one and done in the studio. And like, some days we feel it. Some days we're like, oh, they're gonna go crazy for this. And then we get all like giddy leading up to the live show. Chris doing some spot checks, making sure everything's nice and happy, heat-wise.
Laurel says, I've been cancer-free for 16 years from thyroid cancer. Congratulations, Laurel. Shout out.
Congratulations.
My mom and my sister also both had thyroid cancer, and they are both survivors, so.
All right, we're getting a little reduction here.
Little bling bling.
Yeah,
Some bling it.
I want to just give it a little flash.
You want to torch the bottom or no?
Yeah, I think we're all right. You mean the punty? A little bit maybe.
Your knockoff station's all set up.
Mary says, I wanted to make the Glass Academy happy hour my birthday gift to myself. So you were right, Oliver.
Man, there we go.
She said, I was there last year. You might remember my sparkly shoes. And Bess videoed the making of my mug. I do remember that. And Carol says, only at the Glass Academy will you find a mug with a tree on it.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. I don't know anyone else doing stuff like this.
Next up after this piece,
That came off
we will
pretty darn easy, too.
hop into some housekeeping.
Hot.
This piece. Yes, yes, I believe it is. It's a good description.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the Maury show chasing you guys down.
Hell yeah.
That's an awesome piece, you two.
That
Jerry
turned out
Springer.
sweet.
That's what I'm thinking of, right, Matt?
No, you're correct. I sometimes get little clips from that on my TikTok.
Yeah.
All right.
He's not the father.
So I think that was pretty darn tasty. For sure, you
Incredible.
guys. I think housekeeping, got some housekeeping to do.
You
Yeah.
have a conversation with Bess real quick. Me and Matt are going to show off the table one time here together.
Awesome.
And then I'll take the housekeeping. And after housekeeping, Matt, we're on the giveaway.
All right.
I know
All right.
exactly
Love
what
it.
I want to do.
Sounds great.
Just keep in mind that there was at least one person in the chat that said they'd like to see red.
There's multiple.
There's red in it.
Multiple
Don't
people
worry.
said they'd like
Multiple
red.
red.
There's lots of red in that thing.
All right,
in that
buddy.
idea I got.
Go to the other side of the table here.
The
Go to
other
the other side of the
side.
bar. Get out of here. Get out of the hot shop.
Keep going out the door.
This is where I live.
Walk into the basement.
Nobody got number 8 yet. This is my favorite one.
Tell them about it.
Just look at this. That's all
Bring
I
it
need
over.
to
Bring it
say.
over to me. Bring it over to me so I can get a nice zoom on it. That way they can see what you see.
See what I see when I look at this thing. All right.
Talk about it.
You got a beautiful mixed beard, which you don't see too often.
I'm a fan of the mixed beards.
A beautiful gold nose, because who doesn't want a gold nose? We love gold. You got red bands, a nice, beautiful heart marini. Come on, check that out. It's got white on the inside with a red border.
Looks a little dark on the camera, but that is red.
You're not going to find that anywhere else. And a beautiful gold iridescent hat. The hats don't come in transparent colors very often at all.
No, but we don't even do them for like gallery ones, I feel like. We never do transparent color hats.
It's just a beautiful all-around, top-notch, one-of-a-kind situation.
As Jake would say, that hat is, what, a magnification station because it's see-through?
Little magnification station on there,
We
yeah.
got-
And the beards are incredible. Jake's been doing such a great job on the beards.
Number 2, this looks like definitely a tree that I made.
This is a Matt Hanna tree.
I believe this is. Do you know how I know? Because this is leather here, this more red tone, and I used just a little bit more leather than what we usually use. And that's how I can tell that I made this. The leather is a little bit red. So this is more of like a beautiful one-off red tree that you won't see too often either. So definitely someone picked that out. You won't see them too often.
Little Matt Hanna mojo for the living room.
Number 12 is over here looking tight. That looks like a ruby with a gold speckled hat. A beautiful brown beard.
Super nice. All right, Matt, I'm going to take it to housekeeping with Bess.
Yeah.
You got enough time to talk with Chris about what you want to do. And also, it would be super baller if you drew it on the floor as well.
All right.
All right?
Definitely.
All right, Bess, we're taking it your way. You ready?
I am.
Let's do it.
First and foremost, here, hold on, let me put my light on so I'm official. Ready? Boom.
On air.
I'm on the air. All right, first and foremost, the tree mug is now available. I'm going to hit the enter button, boom, and boom. That link is in the comments, so good luck, fast fingers. That is a very unique, one-of-a-kind piece because this is what happens when Michelle and Jake are gone. We go a little rogue, but we still follow the directions. We said trees, and we did do trees.
There was a tree included.
There was a tree included. I feel like it falls under the realm of what we were supposed to do.
That's my alibi.
There you go. For our giveaway this week, if you could hand model that, Sarah, we would super appreciate it. That
The
nice, beautiful
goblet right over
there.
there.
So this wonderful, beautiful, what is this? Iris, gold.
That's all iris right there.
Perfect.
And a little bit of clear right in the middle for the stem.
We've got a little cute heart on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. The optics on that. I'm looking through the camera phone. I didn't even see it. Let me get a zoom in on that. That way the people can see it too.
Beautiful
That little
heart.
heart in there. And that heart has some iris on it as well with a purple core. Nice little iridescent purple heart.
Our giveaway question was kind of different last week because you guys got to guess on an answer, and you did not have to have the correct answer in order to win. Any guesses at all were thrown on the wheel. We got to spin the wheel and see who won. So our question for last week was, guess how long it takes for a hand-blown glass piece to cool down before it's safe to touch. So we had a lot of guesses from 12 to 16 hours. Some people got pretty specific. Depends on how thick the glass is. Oh, it's a toughie. I like that one. They said, ooh, it's a toughie. Depending on the size and thickness of the piece created, as well as the thickness of the callousness on the hands of the picker-upper.
The double-ended, it depends.
Yes.
The two-way, it depends.
Yes.
Okay.
I've got some 48 hours, 2 days, 18 hours. Now, before I read off the winner's name, what is the correct answer here, Oliver?
You know, listen, I could tell y'all a number. I could pull one out of my hat, sure. But really, and it sounds like a little like flippy-floppy political answer almost, but the double-ender, it depends, is probably the most right answer there is. It depends entirely on how thick that glass is how long we have to anneal the glass for. I think we've talked about before in the live show, at least in the last couple months at least, but like for almost everything we make in the Glass Academy, we will anneal it for about 18 hours is how long we'll go.
And in case you guys are newer to the show, the annealer is that oven you see us putting pieces in at the end.
Yes, and we just let that glass slowly cool down in a very controlled descent. But if we were to make something as big as, let's say, a bowling ball, I believe I've heard Chris on record say that something like a bowling ball would take about 2 months in the annealing oven.
Wow.
And that just shows how thick you can go, but how much time it takes. And that's in the annealing oven we're talking. But if you just let something sit outside on the table and cool down, most pieces will hit room temperature in 10 minutes or less. The issue is that they explode into a billion pieces in Snap, Crackle, Pop Rice Krispie treats.
The Hubble
Absolutely.
telescope was annealed for 7 years, and then it broke.
Wow.
And then it had to be remade, and then was annealed again for an additional 7 years.
You just have the most random fun facts, and
That's
I love
a great
that,
fun.
Matt.
I didn't know that. That's a great fun fact,
that's
Matt.
really great.
I've been known as the fun fact.
I didn't realize you had a library in the basement for you to read stuff like that.
When I was a child, I had this book that I carried around like a Bible. It was called 8,001 Things.
Is your mic on, Matt?
No.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Matt, did you just hit us with the best fun fact in the world with your mic off?
Yeah,
I
did.
heard it in my headphones, so I think your mic picked him up.
Okay.
Right. Well, the Hubble telescope was annealed for 7 years, and then it broke in the annealer, and they had to remake it, and then it got annealed again for 7 more years.
It's a long time for space exploration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big time.
On
All right,
that
so-
note, I'm going to give the piece away.
Nice, do
Yeah.
it.
So our
Let it
winner
go.
of this beautiful iris goblet is Renee. So congratulations, Renee. If you are local, you're going to be able to come by and pick up your piece. If you are not local, no sweat. You're going to get an email from Donna, and you're going to be able to tell her, hey, I do want this shipped. All you'll have to do is pay for shipping, but you win this beautiful goblet free of charge. So congratulations.
Super nice. Let's take one more look at that. Congratulations.
Our giveaway piece is coming up for this week, but our question I'll read to you guys is, do you believe in forest gnomes? Why or why not? Have you ever seen one? What would you say if you were to meet a forest gnome? So you're going to send your answer to your question to enews@glassacademy.com.
All right.
And maybe a little addendum on that question
Yeah.
is like yes or no, do Keebler elves count?
We can put that in there, but I do think Sarah's right. Elves and gnomes might be a different species.
I think we can leave it up to the people. I think there's
Okay.
something there that's worth at least asking.
Okay.
I think
Let us know what you guys
elves
think.
are like full size.
I thought elves were small.
No.
Well, no, when you
That's
go
Christmas elves.
Christmas elves, like
Oh.
A
Santa's
woodland
elves.
elf is a completely different creature.
And they can like tip a car over.
Fair.
Yeah.
On
But
that
maybe
note,
keep our elves for Christmas elves. But let's get into the giveaway.
All right,
piece.
let's
yeah,
get
let's
some
get into the
hot
giveaway.
glass going, man.
All right.
Matt's on it. He's got his drawing right here, folks. Check it out.
I'm not the best drawer, all right? Down here, my tree got a little big. So this is our base here. We got our base here. Our tree trunk here is going to be a beautiful transparent pink with some sparkly glass inside of it, some aventurine. And then we're going to do red foliage, 4 tiers of red foliage.
All right.
And that's the plan.
I
I love it.
All right, well, he's going to be gathering up the molten glass out of the furnace.
And now, a question for you now, Chris, while Matt's getting started here.
Yes.
Is this the first time you've assisted Matt on a tree before?
I don't think so.
You think you've done one with him before?
I think I did a few of them with him before when I was jumped in to help train him a little bit.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Matt's got the trees down pretty darn good. The 4-tier specials, that's definitely something that he's real good at doing. I'm not sure how many pink ones he's made.
I think maybe 1 or 2.
Sure.
So there's enough pressure.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, we still are in the break-in mode of our 2 new hub consolidated furnaces that are over here just looking real tasty.
They look amazing.
Yeah, and we actually put a couple Glass Academy tag magnets on there.
Let me get that zoom in on it.
Right up on the right side. That's just in case we come in here and one of them's gone and we're driving on the highway. When we see it on the back of a semi, we're going to know that that's our furnace with
That's
the Glass
ours.
Academy on it.
that would be a very intense heist to
Yeah,
sneak
it
a
would.
furnace out of here. I do want to mention that the tree mug has sold.
Nice.
So that is going to a lovely home. Congratulations to Fast Fingers who snagged that one.
So, what a lot of people don't realize, and I like to talk about some of the facts with the glass blowing when we're doing this stuff, because we forget that there's always new people watching the show. I mean, hundreds of new people. And different glass, colored glass, is made by adding natural earthly minerals off the periodic table. And something that was really cool that we were working on, Lucy was in town for about a month, and we made a table together, her and I, and we were filling in some knot holes, and we took the epoxy and we mixed in all of our copper shavings that came from the copper that we embedded into the top of the table, and a spoonful of that ground up copper looked exactly like aventurine glass. And that's what we've always said, is that it's an Italian style glass that is made by adding copper powder to the glass in the furnace, and then that copper powder actually floats up to the top of the tank, and when you cool that tank down, the whole top 3 or 4 inches of the glass is all aventurine glass, which is super, super cool, traditional, historical Italian technique of making iridescent, metallic, crazy glass. And that's what Matt's using in the stem of this trunk with the pink, just to make sure that we give it the ultimate Valentine's Day bling bling.
I know you're saying that you like to say stuff like that to get like the new people a little
Yeah.
bit more up to speed to like what we're doing here. I still like super love hearing the history of all that from you when we get a chance on the live show when we're at Ren Fair and stuff like that. I feel like every time we tell like the story of the basics a little bit, there's a little bit of variation in there, and I feel like I'm still getting like a little kernel of something new almost every time, just to
Right.
like keeps me on my toes. Like, oh, I still do need to pay attention and like.
I mean, that's what everything we do here at the Glass Academy, hence the name, the
Check out
Glass
those
Academy.
sparkles.
We want to educate people about the glass. You guys, if you know about the glass, you're going to appreciate what we do. And it's cool facts, and it's a pretty mysterious and mystical product. The way we work it, the way we manipulate it, the way we have to keep it so hot all the time. And you don't see a lot of it. You don't see glass like you do paintings everywhere, because it's so expensive to keep the glass hot and have the opportunity to have molten glass to use and sculpt and manipulate and express yourself with.
I mean, though I've had a lot of people like make a comparison when I'm teaching classes, like glass blowing to painting, and I've always made the point to say that like the biggest difference is that when you're painting, you can lay down a brush stroke, take a step back, drink a cup of coffee, look at the entire thing, think about it, come back to it the next day.
Yeah.
Whereas this like requires a little bit more immediacy. It has a little bit more like a sense of urgency almost.
Yeah, and the painting doesn't burst into flames and catch everything on fire.
That too, yeah. I guess it depends if you're doing a Banksy or not.
That's true, right.
You never know with that Banksy.
So red in Valentine's red,
Which we don't have out.
which we don't have out, which I'll grab, is probably the most expensive color there is, guys. Because it's made with gold, that natural earthly mineral. Now watch out, Sprout. She just was jumping right out of the way.
Well, you almost did her secret Morse code.
She almost
no,
went
I
into
didn't.
attack mode.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen, you guys. That's dangerous. It's okay, sweetie. Calm down.
It's all right.
Look at her. Calm down.
All right.
See?
Oh, she's ready.
I saw her muscles in her chest pulsating.
She was ready to pounce.
She was ready. Lash.
They call her the Python.
She's a lasher. Tongue goes flying. I hope everybody out there saw my tongue slashing imitation.
I know I did.
I mean,
That's all that matters.
She could put a dent in the side of that angle iron on the side of the marble there with her tongue.
As a reminder, we've got 3 Valentine's gnomes left as of this moment and 3 one-and-done trees on the table. The piece we're making right now
Nice,
is
man.
the giveaway piece.
One of the things you want to try to do too, everybody, is make sure you watch Matt's jaw when he's cutting with the
That's a
shears,
Joey move.
because he chews and cuts.
I don't do that.
You don't?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna capture it.
I thought that was only a Joey move.
Joey did do that a lot, but yeah, I don't see your jaw
He's
moving.
focusing on his jaw now to make sure
Right.
he doesn't do it.
I don't
And
think
that jaw is
so.
completely clenched.
Well,
I
my
don't know if
brother-
I've told this story on the live show, but since Matt's here, I feel like I can. Speaking of things that like Matt does, one time Matt and I went for a drink after work and we got a burger. This was last year and we were just having a good time BSing with each other and talking about glass blowing and everything. And I caught Matt, he took a bite out of his burger and then started rotating the burger.
Really?
Like he
True
was trying
story.
to keep it on center. And we both kind of like acknowledged it and realized that like, you know,
Didn't want any mustard coming off of it.
yeah, I didn't want any mustard coming off of it.
Gonna take a flashy, and I got one for you. Oh, you guys all know the story about Jake when he was a baby, and he would take the drumstick and put it inside the gourd when he was laying in the living room floor and just spin it all day long. He'd just be spinning it like he was in the glory hole. I was like, look, Shaw, look, he's doing it again.
He's gonna be
You
a
gotta
glass
start 'em
blower.
young.
Well, there was a long period of time where we did production. I did production with Jake on my back in a kilty backpack at the glory hole.
Nice.
And I was just sitting there and he's looking over my shoulder, watching me do everything.
It's a good way to get a family business going.
Yeah.
Right.
Was
I'm
there
a little-
ever a doubt that Jake would be a glass blower, or was it just from those moments, time on?
I don't know. He always wanted to be with the glass.
I hope my children are,
Well, I'm just,
you know,
listen, I'm like not trying to be offended by any means, but I'm a little bit like jealous that or maybe envious that you or Jake didn't put me and Matt on your back like on our first day of training.
Right. I mean, we could. It's got to be a little modified guilty.
Oliver, I'd like you to know, Tabea has put in the comments, Keebler elves do not count as gnomes.
Yeah, they do.
Well, listen, Tabea, have you
One
liked
more,
the
yep.
YouTube channel video yet?
I'm also with Tabea. I think elves and gnomes are two very different things.
4-tier turned into a 5-tier.
Did she say that something about Keebler elves?
Are not gnomes.
Well, yeah, because otherwise they'd be called Keebler gnomes.
Right,
But they're
exactly.
small like gnomes, and they live in trees where they make the cookies.
But also, like, teacup pigs are also, like, small, like, chihuahuas. That doesn't mean they're the same thing.
Yeah,
Teacup pigs are
Chihuahua.
classified
A
as
Chihuahua
teacups.
could be a gnome. The lashing tongue
Is
Chihuahua
Sprout a
gnome.
gnome?
Sprout's a special type of gnome.
She's more like a gremlin. This giveaway tree's never ending.
Well, we just got to get all the layers on there.
That's what I'm saying, like the layers, like they keep going. Just when I think he's done, there's another layer. It's cool.
We always go above and beyond for our giveaway.
We do.
We want to. I think just because we're on show 305, I think we've given away way more than 305 things.
Oh yeah, for sure. We had some shows where we had multiple giveaways.
Yeah. Anybody have any good plans for Valentine's Day this weekend?
If you're local and you don't have plans, you can still sign up for our heart classes.
Yeah, when is Valentine's Day? Wednesday?
Friday.
Friday?
Yep, Friday.
Well, thank
so
goodness Michelle's out of town because I would have got that wrong.
so
I can hear that bus starting up.
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Valentine's Day classes are Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So if that's something you're interested in, we still do have a couple spots left. I'll throw that link one more time in the chat for you guys. It's a fantastic class. If you want to know more about it, check out our videos on social media, our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, because we do have a video featuring Robin, like we mentioned earlier, of the process of our heart class. I kind of videoed her doing the whole class and showed the end result all in one video.
Nice. I like that.
Sunday Lily says elves and gnomes are distant cousins.
Really?
Jody says gnomes don't live in trees, they live on lawns. Mary, here's a paragraph. No, elves and gnomes are not the same. While both are often featured in fantasy stories, they are distinct creatures with different characteristics. Elves are normally portrayed as graceful, magical beings who live in nature. Gnomes are usually depicted as shorter, stout, and more focused on crafting and mining.
Mining, crafting, and chopping heads off with axes.
Now, I super agree with that, Mary. And believe me, I'm a Tolkien guy. I love me some Lord of the Rings. I'm down with that. I'm educated on that.
Oh, yeah.
And what I am suggesting is that maybe the Keebler elves are a different variety.
Well, they're the baking variety.
Because I've never seen a gnome or an elf bake. Hobbits bake, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So maybe they're hobbits, but they're for sure
I
not
baked
gnomes.
for a long time. Does that make me an elf?
It could.
Keebler elf, if you do it in a tree,
And
you have to make the cookies in the tree.
And you gotta make mediocre cookies.
Let's say.
Fudge stripes aren't
Just be
that
careful,
bad.
Chris. The Keebler elves might come for you.
So what colors are you thinking in the base of this giveaway, Matt?
I'm thinking like just clear with some pink in the base. What do you think?
That sounds beautiful.
Can we get a reminder for the group here? What color is the tree?
The
This
tree is right now a pink trunk with sparkly adventurine all over it. And all of the foliage here is a nice, beautiful red.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Now, Matt, can you, while you're rotating that, look at the camera and just give me a wild face? Thank you. That's a thumbnail right there. Could be the thumbnail. We're going to see which one Michelle chooses. Chris dropping that patty. Yeah, work it.
Work it.
Work it real good.
Chris treats dropping a patty like it's a hibachi grill.
It was. I
See if I can-
hibachified it. It's a Chrisism.
And check out those swirls in there. That's clear glass with a bunch of transparent pink moving through it. And now Chris is going to come through and put the stamp on it. Nice break, Matt.
I'll paddlerize it for you. That's two Chrisisms.
Matt, did you just
Catalyze
dunk
it.
that in Sprouts water?
No, I didn't do that.
Did you just touch Sprout on the tongue with this hot gather?
Matt. Everyone, get in the comments.
That's something that I would never, ever do.
You don't want to lose a limb.
She might get you.
All right, that's looking good.
Yeah, look at that giveaway. Somebody who answers the question.
And I've got the question one more time on the screen for you guys. Do you believe in
And that's
forest
bright
gnomes?
red, guys.
Why or why not? Have you ever seen one? If you were to see one, what would you say? You're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com to enter the giveaway. Make sure you put your name in the comments, not the comments, in the body of your email, so we know who you are, so I can read your name off, just like I did today.
Did you get that on
Insane.
camera?
I got that whole thing on camera, Chris.
Wow. That was a close one, guys. Did you see that?
No, the
It's-
door was blocking it.
Dude, it fell right out, and I caught it on the paddle, and I stood it back up and slid it in.
It was a really
Nice.
good save. Good way to keep your composure.
You guys are going to want to use the rewind button on that.
Check
and
it out.
Roland's going to have to crop that into something special,
Oh, yeah.
because that's the perfect way to put something in the annealing oven.
Let's see that in instant replay.
Wow, what a night. Super nice night. I'll show you guys a little surprise here, too. Watch this. A little love juice.
Oh.
Look at that.
Very cool.
That is a super tasty heart marini that I think probably you and Jake made.
All you need to reveal the secret is some love juice.
Yeah, makes it show perfectly. It's great.
I have a question to leave you guys with. The
Yeah.
question is from Dave,
Hey, Dave.
and he says, since gnomes typically live underground, does the hat over the eyes prevent the dirt from getting in their eyes?
I think it because they come up in the sun, and the sun's very piercing, gives them a migraine. So they got the migraine, stopper.
Perfect.
I think
thought
that
they were
might
always
be it.
just tired.
I think
Thought they were always just like ready to knock out.
Let us know what you think about that question in the comments. Oliver, you want to show the table one more time?
Show the table one more time.
Absolutely. So
Not
as of
much
this
left.
moment, we've got 3 beautiful Valentine's gnomes left on the table,
Someone
as well
better
as
take
3
8 home.
gorgeous one-and-done trees. So those will be up for the rest of the week if you are watching a replay of the show. One more thing I will mention is today was our charity show. So if you want to have 10% of your sale, the proceeds of your sale, to go towards the Cancer Research Institute, you can put the word prevention in the notes of your sale on our website, and then 10% of those profits will go to the Cancer Research Institute. Thank you to those of you who have already donated to them, whether that's from the note in your sale or just doing a direct donation like we have available on our website right now.
Absolutely.
Any final words?
I got some final words.
I
Chris's
do
final
too.
words for you
Right.
guys. And Oliver, oh boy, let's go.
Do you want to take the final words?
Nah, I'm just going to do a throw in right now, and then you can wrap it up. But
All right.
I just want to let everyone know, and I want you to be ready for next week's show, because next week's show, we're going to be able to unveil the River of Glass.
No way.
Yeah.
Sounds scary.
The River of Glass. That's the partition in the floor between
Yeah.
You know, the beverage counter area in the Michigan room and the hot shop.
Oh,
and
I'm
we're going to have
excited.
that thing ready to go next week, and it's going to look sweet. These guys have been busting out a lot of smaller little recycled glass balls so they fit in, and we can really load hundreds and hundreds of them into the channel on the floor, and then we're going to cover it up, and it's going to be really sweet. So be ready for that.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Very
Maybe
cool.
we'll see it on the Anila reveal, a little sneak peek maybe.
Maybe.
I won't hold you to that one, but next week
Sounds good.
look cool. All right, thank
Oliver,
you, Chris.
Matt, if you would like to video Oliver for his last words.
Actually, Matt is the one who needs to be in the frame for my last
Oh.
words.
Oh.
Hey, everyone. You don't see this guy on the live show very much because he belongs in a basement, blowing glass all day long. That's where he is. So he doesn't get too often to show off here on the live show, but you see his stuff in the gallery. If you see it on the virtual table, usually Matt's had a hand in it in some way, shape, or form. So whether you're watching it live right now, it would mean the world to Matt.
You're going to make him blush.
I mean, the world to Matt if you went into the video that gets posted to the YouTube channel and left a comment telling him how good of a job he's doing. For those who've been watching for a long time, you've seen him since day one till now. So just send some love for Matt in the chat, in the comment sections, on the VODs, on the YouTube channel.
Let me hear it.
Matt, thanks for being on the show tonight.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
You guys, thanks for joining in. We are ending just 5 minutes early, but I'm sure we'll go into overtime another time soon, so it all evens out one way or
Yep.
another. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for showing love for all three of our amazing glass blowers. Thank you to Sarah for doing our big bubble blow earlier in the show. If you guys
Yeah.
missed that, you can always go back and rewatch that, but that's an amazing experience we have available during live glass blowings or events. So if you ever come in and want to do something like that, let us know. We're more than happy to get you set up. So, on that note, until next week, we will see you guys. Have a wonderful night.
See you on Tuesday.